is Ivy, and you are now tuned into the ND. Don't correct me. You are now tuned into the Indie Spotlight, and it's so funny because Evelyn came up to me. She's our marketing specialist here at FRPTV, and she came up to me. She was just like, "You have to like interview this girl." So I'm just like, anyone that knows Evelyn only knows EDM. Like, she's now just finding out who Migos and other people are, but she's heavy on the EDM. So I'm like, Evelyn, please do not ask me to interview anyone that I've never heard of. Can't, like, I'm not a DJ. So she's like, no, listen to this girl's music. So she played it, and we're gonna get into what I've heard because it was something, well, here we are. So, I mean, that's telling the story. But we have Samantha Kromphold here on NZ Spotlight. How are you?
I am good.
Don't be awkward. They love us. They love you. So it's good.
Okay.
You're good? Now I'm like, we're twinning today. So it's so funny. Behind the scenes, we were talking about brunch. Everyone knows Ivy loves brunch. But it's not about Ivy today, it's about Samantha. So tell us about you. I know you come from New Jersey, but tell us, like, even being from New Jersey, and I know a lot of, like, I think they had Whitney Houston come out of Jersey and other artists, but coming out of Jersey and from the suburbs, how has that, like, impacted you in terms of music and in terms of, like, looking for new music, things like that?
As of recently, there's so much talent coming out of Jersey. I think the biggest name that's new is Halsey.
Right.
And there's like a bunch of other artists too that are just getting signed and they're like taking over the world. So like I look at them, I'm like, oh, they're coming from the same background that I have, and they're making their dreams happen. So I'm like, they're just great to look up to. I'm like, I can do it too. They're coming from suburbs of New Jersey. I'm coming from suburbs.
Right.
Why can't I make it, you know?
Right. And it's cool because, like I said, when I first heard her song, like, you're higher, by the way.
Buy it on iTunes.
Yes, buy it on iTunes. And actually, like, Flex played it on his station. So it's making its waves. It sounds, literally, I was telling her, it sounds like it's pop mixed with soul and then EDM.
Yeah.
Like that electronic. So tell us about that. Tell us, like, how you was able to infuse those three genres and then, like, not make it, like, you made it really good. Like, that's something I would have never thought of, you know?
It honestly came super naturally to all of us. I played the guitar riff for the song one night, and then Andrew, who's off to the side, he added the drums to it, like, that night. And we made the song a day after I met him, and it just kind of flowed, and we're like, this is a good song. Like, it gets stuck in your head, and it just was, like, the most natural songwriting experience I've ever had.
So tell us about your songwriting process.
It's different for every single song. Most of the time I'm at work and I'm writing down lyrics.
Because we never do work at work.
What's work, honestly? Define what I have to do there.
We hate Tuesdays too, by the way.
Tuesdays are just a waste of a day. But like, I'll just come up with lyrics and then I'll usually base an entire verse or chorus on around the one lyric that I came up with that I like the most.
So talk about Higher. So, I mean, I know what I've gotten, but what was your, like, purpose for that song? Were you going through that, like, or were you just writing something for people to, like, relate to?
Originally, when I came up with the just tell me why you're going out tonight and getting high, I had a completely different idea behind what I wanted to do with it. It was going to be like towards one of my friends who was going out partying, trying to get rid of their problems, but it wasn't helping. So I was like, why are you doing that? But then eventually, I don't know, it turned into a love song. And then
I think it was because it was just such a good song. Like, I just related. And, I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but when I heard that, I wanted to call someone like, why are you going out tonight?
Like, why are you hurting me? But I think anyone can relate to it. It's about, like, a girl who's in a relationship with a guy, but the guy wants to go out with his friends, party more.
As guys do.
It's like we're in that age where, like, relationships aren't their thing. We're talking, so it's like we're with someone, but we're not. And we don't know where we stand, but, like, you want to be with them.
So I've read that you actually, like, started singing in your church. So how does spirituality play into, like, your music and going forward in, like, with your career?
Well, I was really active in my church's worship team and youth group when I was a senior in high school.
Wait, it's crazy because I have no rhythm, but I was on the praise and worship dance team in my church. So it was pretty cool.
We're just meant to, like, be here today. This is perfect. Best friends.
Best friends.
Best
Forever.
Yes.
And then she's gonna be famous, like, duh.
Yeah, but I got into them. I started singing way before I even got into, like, my mom never forced us into church. It was something that we were allowed to find on our own. So eventually I got into it and I was like, okay, I can sing. They're like, well, how about you play guitar more? And I was like, all right, so I had to learn how to play guitar better to be part of that.
Oh,
and then,
wait. So, like, you kind of self-taught yourself how to play guitar. So not only is she a super dope singer, songwriter, she's so smart. She taught herself how to play the guitar, and I still have trouble making an omelet, but that's just
They're tricky.
They're so tricky.
That's why I go to brunch.
Seriously, we're here. Keep going. But no, I'm sorry. Keep going. So you're saying, like, you learn how to play the guitar. Okay, so when was it that, like, time in your life that you're like, you know what, I'm going to take this serious? Was it when?
It was probably, like, my freshman year of high school. That's when I got my first guitar and when I first started learning how to play.
Right.
I knew I wanted to post singing videos on YouTube, but, like, I had a weird range where I was, like, too low for, like, the female karaoke's, too high for the male karaoke. So I was like, people learn guitar and they, like, teach themselves their own different ways. I was like, I'll do that. Easy. Never posted any of the videos I recorded, but, like, I knew. But yeah, I was like, I want to do that. Like, at that time, Justin Bieber had just blown up. So I was like, oh, he came off of YouTube.
What was the response when people heard that this girl can, like, not even really sing, but really blow? Like, and then your voice is just, it's so powerful. So what was that response like from your peers and from your family?
I think my friends are, like, numb to me singing by now. I just sing along to everything. But, like, whenever I, like, meet new people, I think they're more shocked than anything. They're like, oh, you can do that. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So, like,
guitar.
I play guitar, I sing. And then they're like, oh, you're, like, really good. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Have you ever thought about, like, songwriting for people in the industry? And if so, who would you want to write a song for?
Absolutely. I write a lot of songs that aren't my genre. So I wrote a song that sounds like Black Bear.
Okay.
Like, he would be great on it. I wrote a song I think Tinashe would be, like, super dope to sing. Like an R&B type thing.
I know, and it's crazy because I was reading also that you, like, was singing Bon Jovi and shit in your diapers. So it's just like she taught herself how to sing. I mean, taught herself how to do the guitar, was singing these legendary songs and in diapers and Pampers. It's just like, what can you not do?
I can't dance. I'm very bad at that.
Me neither.
I can whip, like, dab, but I'm not gonna do that. Are we gonna dab? Is it gonna be like?
You want to do a dab real quick?
Right, cool.
1, 2, 3. So how, like, all right, who's one artist that your friends would, like, basically you would surprise your friends by working with them? Like, I've had, like to me, prime example, like, just the whole, like, rest in peace to Chester, but the whole Jay-Z and Linkin Park, that was, like, something that I feel like we've never seen before. So who's something that you think that your friends would never think you would want to work with?
I'd never want to work with?
Like, that you would, like...
Yeah, like someone that's, like, completely different from what I'm doing. I feel like, I don't know, that's a hard question. There's this band called Mayday Parade.
Okay.
And they're, like, an extreme rock band. Like, they do, like, all that. I think that'd be a really cool collaboration.
It probably would be. I mean, you can do anything.
I don't know about that, but, like, I'll try my best.
You'll try your best. So wait a minute, I think we also have a special guest in the studio. Everyone's just walking by. Hey, we have Adrian in the building. Yay. Tell us something.
Hello.
Adrian, you just, came, interrupted me and said conversation. So definitely tell the people who you are, where you're from.
Well, my name is Adrian Sharp. I am a New Jersey native. I've bounced around all of New Jersey. My recent accomplishment is being featured on Samantha Kromphold's new single, Higher. I felt like, this is a really good opportunity I have by being featured on there, so we'll see how it goes,
How did you guys meet?
We actually met through my current girlfriend. I met her through her at my girlfriend's birthday party. I happen to have had Andrew, who's our music producer, as well as everything else, with me at the time, and he happened to hear Samantha singing.
Right.
And he was like, wow, like, I like that. He's like, oh, man, we gotta do a song with her. I was like, all right, let's do it. And, speed up almost a year later, and here we are.
Here they are. Here we are as twins. Well, now I think we're triplets. Because he has, like,
Best
friend goals.
Best friend goals. So what can we expect from you two in the future? Because I'm pretty sure with Higher being super big, you guys will collab more in the future. Is that something?
Yeah. I'm hoping that we could sit down and have another magical session like we did with Higher. You know, it kind of was just all natural. It was very organic.
What was the response between you two? He was like, I think we may have something. Like, what was that moment like?
Well, it was a weird situation. We were actually on the way to the studio to record one of my songs that are going to be on my album. And we're sitting in Andrew's apartment in Brooklyn and, you know, just vibing out before we go. And she picks up the guitar and just starts strumming away. And she starts playing this riff that she had in her head. And then she starts singing her words that she had.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that's nice. I was like, you know what? And I just started singing along, kind of like you do as a musician when you're around anyone. You just, if you hear music, you just kind of, you go along with it, whether you like it or not. So I really liked it. And so I looked at her and I was just like, you know what, like, I think we can turn this into something. And Andrew, as quick as he was, you know, he couldn't let the moment leave, so he started working right there and then.
I think the coolest part about the song is we wrote our verses like in complete opposite rooms. Like we didn't talk about it being a love song whatsoever, but like once we put them together, like it just fit. Like the story just told itself. I was like, that was like the coolest thing, I think.
Yeah, it was, like I said, the whole process was just very natural and organic, and it just came together. So it was like almost like, wow, okay. And usually songs that have that behind them are always just heartfelt and come out to be good.
When the chemistry is good, the songs and the art is great. My next question is, so you guys basically took 3 different genres and put it together. How was this planned? Like, how did this come about? Okay. And are you guys trying to create like a whole new genre? Like let's create a
you know what? That's something that I have been excessively thinking about.
Okay.
I've always loved many different types of musics, as does Sam, and I kind of just always wanted to combine those things and not ever restrict like my ability to do any of them. Right. So, you know, I kind of have an R&B background.
Right.
She has the pop soul background. Right. And with Andrew being like our EDM background, it kind of just easily flowed in together, and we kind of just combined them all, and that's how Higher came to be, you know.
So where do you guys want to go next? Like where do we and after, like, do you guys because I can see you guys acting. You like to sing? You probably could do a musical. Both of you guys sing.
I love acting.
I feel like I can see you, Sam, in a musical.
I don't know if I don't know if I want to get into the acting of it.
No, not but I really can see you, like, you just have that personality that I'm like, man, I can see her on Glee.
I wish I was on Glee. I used to watch that show religiously.
Right? Oh my gosh. But where can they find you?
Well, I'm gonna be Adrian Sharp on Instagram, Twitter. A-Sharp Music is my handle, so you can find me there. Anywhere else?
My Twitter and Instagram is Sam Kromphold. You can look me up on YouTube as well. I have a bunch of covers up there.
And I'm just a nobody sitting next to somebody. So you can find me like on Instagram. Make sure to follow FRPTV. And yes, it's been real. This is the Indie Spotlight with Adrian, with Sam, and with a special nobody, Ivy.
Well, thank you for having us.
No problem. See, and she was kind of nervous. It was super cool. We're best friends.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
It worked out perfect.
Bye.
Hey guys, have a good one.
All right, let me see.